What's up, guys? It's Amon from Meet and Meatless. And the first thing I want to say is I hope you guys can hear me well without my microphone. So if you can't hear me well, let me know. I'm just trying to talk a little bit louder than normal. So I'm yelling? No, but I hope you guys can hear me. So let me know if you guys can hear me. Um, so the next thing I want to say, this video is going to be a little bit different. So in the past, I've talked a lot about nutrition, but I've also talked a bit about spirituality, which is really a huge part of what this channel is about. Because guys, you can't truly be healthy physically if you're not healthy mentally. So first and foremost, you have to be healthy mentally, and then once you're healthy mentally, then you can be healthy, physically. You can have your, it's so funny, you can go back and forth for years trying to get this great body or this perfect ideal of health and have no success with it, because ultimately, no matter what you eat, because ultimately your mind is the thing that dictates what's going to happen with your health. And yes, the physical components of that are important, but those line up automatically when your mind is on point. So with that being said, today I want to talk about how to find your own spirituality. So some of you guys might know I had my own awakening in 2010, January 1st of 2010. I had a paranormal event take place, and that paranormal event opened up something in my mind, and I was led down a path of spirituality. It changed my entire life. I quit drinking. I quit doing whatever drugs I may or may not have been doing. I was never a heavy drug user, but there were things. We won't go into those. But I quit having casual sex. There were a few slips, but anyway. So I quit all of those things, and I quit them without any real effort. Right? I quit them because it was natural for me to quit them, because I had grown beyond them. I'd grown past them. So I want to say the first thing in finding your own spirituality is you have to respect where you're at. And it's the same thing I tell you guys about with diet, is you can't push past where you're at. Like, people have this mentality of, you have to grind and bust your butt, and you have to suffer if you want to get where you want to go. That's not true. That is all complete bullshit. Those are societal beliefs that are passed on to us, and they hold no truth whatsoever. If you think that those things are true, then okay, they'll be true for you. But if you do not take those things as your reality and the way it is, then that's not going to be true for you, because that's not something that is inherently true. So when it comes to spirituality, as with other things, my take on it is that you have to respect where you're at, right? So the first thing is to learn to listen to yourself. Learn to have compassion with yourself. Learn to just sit and get quiet. And then in that quiet space, realize, even if you're not completely silent, if your mind isn't completely silent, but if it's just quiet enough where you can hear, like, what do I really want? What do I really want out of life? What do I really want? What me do I want to bring into this day? You know what I mean? And, in asking yourself those questions, you can start to get the real answers and start to see how you really feel and what you really want, what's really important to you, not what other people have told you is supposed to be important to you. So when it comes to spirituality, you don't suffer your way into greatness. You don't suffer your way into enlightenment. The same way that I don't believe that you go raw vegan, just because, well, this person's doing it and they're getting great results, so I want to do it. If you do that, you're going to be disappointed in what happens, because you're probably not going to get the same results as this person. Some people, come to me and they're like, I want to go raw vegan because I want to look like you. And it's like, well, okay, you're probably not gonna look like me. You're gonna look like you, and you can improve how you look, but don't go raw vegan for that, right? So you go there when you get to this place where your body is asking for it, where your soul is asking for it. You feel like it's the right thing for you to do, not because someone else said, but because it's what you really genuinely want to do in your heart. So that's the first thing is if you want to find your own spirituality, you have to say, well, what is spirituality to me? What does it mean to me? What do I want out of spirituality? Do I want to feel, how do I want to feel? Do I want to feel like love? Do I want to feel more love for myself? Do I want to feel more love for everyone? Do I want to realize the truth about reality, the true nature of reality? Do I want to know myself better? Do I want to know what God is, who God is, in my own understanding of who God is? Do I want to develop my own understanding of that? And so you start to ask yourself those questions and more questions, right? That's just the tip of the iceberg. But you start to ask yourself those questions and you start to see, okay, this is how I feel. This is what I know. There's this knowing that's kind of welling up inside of me. And if you'll take the time, if you'll take just 15 minutes every day just to do some breath work and meditate, right? Try to quiet your mind, relax, and don't demand that your mind be quiet. Just relax and try to relax as deeply as possible for 15 minutes or so. Relax all your muscles and just breathe deeply and in a relaxed way. And whenever you exhale, release that tension. And as you start to do this, as you start to release the tension in the body and you start to increase the energy in the body, then you'll bring a higher level of awareness in, and with that higher consciousness, you will start to know more things, and you'll start to develop a relationship with this spiritual side of things. And that, to me, is really the first step. So you wanna take the time to do that. And when it comes to things like reading the Bible or going to church or all this other kind of stuff, if that's for you, then that's for you, great. But don't think that that's the way it has to be. Don't think that that's the best way. Don't think that that's necessarily the way for you, or the way for everyone or something like that. Don't get bogged down with these preconceived ideas. Be open, be a sponge, be willing to learn, be willing to listen, be willing to try things, be willing to be wrong, be willing to look stupid. All the things that it takes to be successful in any other area of life, even relationships, are the same things that it takes in order to cultivate that spirituality within yourself. But if you take those first steps, guys, and if you really apply what I've just told you every single day, then guess what's going to happen? You are going to cultivate spirituality. And some of the things that you guys can look forward to, if you have no idea, no reference point of why, you can look forward to increased peace, right? You can look forward to decreased fear of death, decreased fear of things going wrong, decreased fear of losing people and things. You can look forward to increased self-esteem, increased confidence, increased creativity, increased clarity, increased feelings of love and connection, right? You can look forward to decreased feelings of loneliness. So these are, and then also just better mental health overall, which corresponds with the physical health, which I was kind of talking about earlier. They go hand in hand. So yeah, I don't want to make this video too long, guys, but this will be part one of how to find your own spirituality. I'll make a continuation. This will be a series, and because I love talking about this stuff. This is the most important thing in the world, and the most important thing you can do for yourself is to get to know yourself better and to cultivate that spirituality. So yeah, that being said, guys, I offer one-on-one coaching, And if that's something that interests you, I'll have my email in the description down below. And you can shoot me an email and let me know what you're looking for, and then we'll set up a free call for you, and we can talk, and we'll see where you're at and how I can help you, and get to know each other a little bit. I love getting to know you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna be, my coaching is going to be going more, like in the past it's been more diet and training related. It's going to be implementing heavy spirituality as well, because what happens if we just spend so much time obsessed with our diet and our training is we neglect the things that are most important, our spirituality. And so I want to make sure that that's incorporated in every program that I give to you guys. So for the guys and girls out there that aren't interested in that aspect of it, you may not want to reach out to me. I'm still doing custom diet and exercise plans. So there's that. But yeah, anyway guys, relax. So anyway guys, that's what I've got coming for you guys. And let me know what you guys want to see in the future. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Let me know any questions that you might have. And yeah, I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Much love, and yeah, I'll see y'all soon. Peace.